Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your dark masked diva. Alright, so I'm going to talk about resting faces, you guys. And specifically, I'm going to talk about strangers coming up, telling you about your resting face. Okay? And it's more specifically strangers coming up and telling you what you look like, what your resting face looks like, and more like people coming up and telling you to cheer up, that you look tired, and stuff like that, and mostly telling you to smile. Alright, so here's the thing with the pandemic. One of the things that I actually like about the pandemic is the fact that we're wearing masks, and no one could really come up and tell you to smile, because your face is covered up. So, unless your eyes are like this, no one could really tell if you're smiling or not, right? Because people are just seeing your eyes. Your face is like that, right? So no one really, can see that or anything like that. They can't see if you're smiling. I'm going to talk about my resting face a little bit, okay? And this is something that really gets on my nerves about my resting face. I don't have like what people call like a resting bee face, but I do have this other really like annoying thing going on. Okay, if you notice my face, I have a heart-shaped face. Okay, so I have like a really small chin. Okay, and I have like widow's peak. I have this heart shape. I have really big eyes. Okay, so when I look down like that. And I'm just relaxing my face, and I'm not smiling, and I'm just looking down. I'll be looking down with my phone or whatever. I'm just minding my business, looking down with my phone. People think I'm crying. Granted, there's no tears coming out of my eyes. I'm not sad or anything like that, but I'm just relaxing my face. So that's, when you relax your face, that's called your resting face, right? All I'm doing is looking down. Okay? I don't know if it looks like that right now. I don't know if it's coming across on the screen like that or not, or if it just needs to happen in person, but I keep getting accused of crying. And people keep going, "Oh no, what's wrong? And you look like you're crying," and all this stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm playing on my phone, and people make a big deal out of it. Like, oh, and it's like, how can I say it? Condescending. Okay, so what they're doing is they're making me feel very self-conscious. They're asking me what's wrong. And they're like, "You poor baby," kind of thing. Okay, I know I have a baby face. I know I have a pouty mouth. I know I have a heart-shaped face and big eyes. I know I have a baby face. All I'm doing is looking down, okay, and playing on my phone. Alright, so I'm accused of crying because I'm looking down. That's all I'm doing is looking down. Okay, so it's because I have a baby face. Alright, so that's I don't think that's very common. I have not talked to very many other people who get accused of crying whenever they look down. I haven't talked to a single other person that happens to, but I get accused of crying whenever I look down and someone's looking right at me. So a lot of the times when I'm in public, like in a mall or something like that, even if I'm not really terribly worried about the pandemic or whatever, I will wear a mask because I don't want people to think I'm crying. If I'm looking down, I will just put a mask on. I just really don't want people looking at me thinking I'm crying. I mean, it's annoying. So, but it's generally actually family members who do it. And people being fussy and stuff like that, and they think I'm crying. And I'm not even actually sad, in a bad mood. In fact, I might be in a tremendously good mood, and I'll still be accused of crying. Yeah, and I'll be feeling just absolutely fine, but accused of crime. So, Yeah, and you're like, that's really annoying. Okay, so imagine how annoying that is. All right, but I'm sure that's not half as annoying as this. You're just standing there, you're a lady, and you're just standing there, not particularly feeling any sort of way, and you're just like, and someone comes up and tells you to smile. Okay, first of all, if you're a person who goes up and tells people to smile, I don't know where that's coming from, but you need to stop doing that. Okay, don't tell people to smile. If you're a man and you're telling a woman to smile, you need to stop doing that. Okay, it's really coarse manners. Don't do that. All right, here's the thing about telling people to smile. They may be legitimately sad. Okay, the thing is, they may have gotten some really bad news. Something really bad might be going on in their life. Okay, so they may be legitimately frowning about something really bad that just happened. So they are entitled to their emotions. Okay, so you don't get to dictate how other people feel. You don't get to tell somebody to smile. Okay, so how would you like it if something really bad happened to you and somebody came up, something legitimately bad happened to you. You found out some horrible news, and somebody came up and demanded that you are not entitled to your emotions. They tell you to smile. Not cool, right? Okay, well, you shouldn't do it to somebody else. It's just rude. I was talking to somebody today who brought this up because I was joking around about, I said, hey, when I look down at my phone, do I look like I'm crying? And she goes, no. And I said, well, I've had people bring it to my attention before, and she said, I think they're just being fussy towards you. And I said, yeah, I think so too, but it's happened more than once. And she said, does my resting face look mean? I looked at her and I said, no, you don't even look mad. I go, where are they coming from with that? And she said, I'm a deep thinker. And I said, yeah, you really are. You really are. Some of the stuff you come up with, it really is deep, I like how she's a deep thinker, right? And she said, well, sometimes I purse my lips because I'm really thinking, because she's a college student, right? And she goes, someone came up to me and said, because she said she has a resting bee face, and she said, smile, it would make you look better. So when someone says something like that, it's like they're insulting your looks. They said it would make her look better. So they're insulting your looks when they're saying something like that. That's mean. You don't just say that to somebody. So it's like, I'm not allowed to look down at my phone because I'm accused of having an emotional breakdown because I'm looking down. So I have to go all the time, right? Like, I have to put on some fake phony smile all the time. I'm not allowed to look down. She's not allowed to think. Okay. The funny thing about me, you guys, is I smile almost all the time, right? Because I used to be an educator, so I used to be around kids all the time. So I was smiling almost all the time, because I was around kids. So I was always smiling at the kids, and always like upbeat and happy, and always like, wanting to bring joy into their lives. So I was almost always smiling, right? So I was not looking down a lot because I always had to keep an eye on those kids. And you don't keep an eye on kids every minute. They're always up to something, bro. They're always up to something. So you gotta have eyes in the back of your head, and you can't when you're looking down, right? So I was always smiling at the kids, and if they were sad, I'd smile at them and they'd smile back, and smiles are contagious and stuff like that. So people really don't have to tell me to smile. I'm always smiling, right? But I have had people tell me to smile before, and I'll tell you why. Because if I see somebody I don't like, I will automatically not smile at them. Some people will smile at people they don't like because they're uncomfortable. There's such a thing as an uncomfortable smile. So you'll go, you know, when you don't like somebody, there's that uncomfortable smile, right? So they will misinterpret that smile as an invitation. So sometimes I will mean mug somebody that I don't like, and they'll come up and tell me to smile. And I will tell them I was smiling until you came up. Because the thing is, if you accidentally smile at a bozo, you're giving him the wrong idea. So I have had to learn to be mean to certain people. And if someone I don't like tells me to smile, I will tell them I was until you approached. So I'm very, very honest about that. So, it's, the thing is, they're trying to tell you to smile because they're predators. Okay? They know you're not smiling at them for a reason. All right, but the thing is I'm smiling almost all the time. Right? So, and sometimes, I have like a sarcastic smirk. And there's been other times, you guys, where I've just been smiling just because, I'm happy. And people are like, what are you smiling about? Like they think I'm up to something. Like I have to be up to something to be smiling. Like I can't be genuinely happy. So there's times where people give me a hard time for smiling. Like I can't just be happy. Like I kind of suspect they were trying to flirt with me or something like, oh, you're in a good mood. I'm like, ew. Ew, now I don't want to smile because you're making me feel self-conscious. The thing is, you should never point out the look on somebody's face. Whether they're smiling, they're frowning, they look like they're going to cry because you think they're going to cry, they're actually not. Don't point out when somebody looks like they're going to cry whether you think they really are or not. Because then you're going to make them feel worse. Say like they really are going to cry. Are you going to point out that they look like they're going to cry? Leave them some dignity. Because, I wasn't crying in the first place. Don't make people feel self-conscious about their looks. I know we are a looks-obsessed society. Okay? People are obsessed with other people's looks. Why don't you worry about the way you look? Okay? Yeah, we are a looks-obsessed society. It's mostly we're obsessed with the way women look. Right? So, stop going up to women and talking about the way they look like they're going to cry or they need to smile. Women don't need to smile. A lot of the times women smile and that's how they get assaulted. It's the truth. Okay, so that made me stop smiling. I see a bozo and I'm like, and I stop smiling. I smile most of the time, and if I'm not smiling, it's because there's a bozo. All right, and or I'll put a mask on purpose. Just because I don't want the bozo to really even look at my face. I'm like, I don't want him to get a good make on my face. I don't want him to look at me. I don't want him to see if I'm smiling. I don't want him to, get a good look at me at all. Or I'll just do a mean mug. I'll just like make my eyes look really mean or something like that. I won't look down because I don't want to look like I'm crying, obviously. But we really need to stop commenting to women about the way they look. Okay? Need to stop. Now, I understand that the thing about women is the thing people mostly care about is the way women look. I understand that's the way the world works. But it's rude. Stop talking about the way we look all the time. We know what we look like. Okay, stop. Some of us just have a certain shape of face. Okay? Apparently, my resting face when I look down looks like I'm crying. Okay? Apparently when I smile, I must be up to something. Bozos don't like it when I give them a mean look. Apparently, they think I'm supposed to smile at them. I'm not. Stop telling people that they need to smile, that they'll look better. Maybe they don't want to look better for you. Maybe that's not their job to be more attractive to you. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Maybe that's not their MO, is to look more attractive to you. Maybe you're not their target audience. My friend wasn't trying to be more attractive to you, dude. That was an incredibly rude, messed up thing to say. I can't believe someone said that to her. I mean, people saying things like that. I have this other friend. She and her ex-boyfriend work at the same place. He comes up to her desk every day and says, "You look tired." I told her to say to him, "You look short." Like, he comes up and tells her she looks tired every day. What is that all about? Bro. Rude. So it's like, you don't need to tell people what they need to do with their face. I mean, it's like, do we just need to keep our masks on so people will stop commenting on the looks on our face? Seriously. I mean, that is kind of what I liked about the pandemic, is no one would just come up and mention the look on my face anymore. No one had anything to say about it. And that was really nice. Because I really got tired of, "You look sad, you look like you're going to cry." No, I'm actually in a very good mood. One time, I just found out one of my friends had committed suicide. And I legit was sad. And this guy comes up and goes, "Smile, it can't be that bad." I go, "Yeah, it actually it is. I just found out my friend committed suicide." And he goes, and walked away. He didn't say, "I'm sorry for your loss," or "I'm sorry I said something like that." He just goes, and walked away. So people really need to stop saying smile to people. If you think saying smile to a woman is flirting, it's not. Okay, you know, I don't go up to guys and go, "Make more money." You know, I don't go up to guys and say, "You should be taller." Alright. You know, I don't go up to guys and go, "Quit being such a disappointment to your parents." So don't come up to me and tell me to smile. You know what I mean? Just stop. Don't come up to me and say you look like you're going to cry, or you look tired, or, you know, don't go up to women and tell them they look better if they smile. That's freaking rude. Don't do that. Just don't. So, I don't know if you just don't have any home training, or that's just your way of being hateful. That's just your way of being passive aggressive. But just stop telling people to smile. I mean, I don't know if I want to call it misogynistic, but it's just in really bad form. No one thinks it's cute, so you need to stop doing it. And just stop. All right? Good night.